Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see ya. So, we've got one of the matches that we recorded from, like, I don't know, I think it was last weekend, and this is actually up against one of the awesome owners of the booster box that I tend to play on the weekends over here in Virginia Beach. So, shout out to Medina over at the booster box. Awesome dude. Plays pudding, picks up Sanji. And guys, before we get all the goodies going, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone. Yesterday, the video was something I was super passionate about and super happy with my progress on getting it done. And just seeing all of the pre-orders on the playmat just means that, you know, the work and a lot of the effort that was put into it really went a long way, and I just can't say thank you enough, guys. I really appreciate all of you for supporting me, and you know that playmat directly supports the channel, and thank you seriously a ton. It was crazy, just crazy seeing all of it. And yeah, I think there's still like a good I think there's still like a good 12 orders left until the serialized playmats are out, but then still just going to be having the awesome playmat itself after that. But turn 2, he does get Peril Sparrow down. I get Nami down on my own. Turn 2, he's just going to keep swinging 5. I'm going to take it. We take life all day here. And now we do see the Sanji blocker coming down. I will go up to 6 Dawn. Definitely going to be getting that Nami search out. We have a Queen in hand, so Queen could be coming down as well to potentially try and search out a bit more. But I'm going to go 5 into the Peril Sparrow. Do a little search here. We do whiff pretty hard. Pick up a Queen Sugar and a 10-drop Doflamingo. Unfortunately, nothing there, though. We do swing 5 yet again with Leader, and he does counter out here twice with 2/2Ks, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'll rest the 5 though, subtracting 1 and just getting, whoa, little, okay. All right, Medina, calm down. All right, I see you with the table bangs. We get 2 cards. I'll just go ahead and pitch one of the Usops though. I had the 3-cost vanilla Usopp in the list just for some power with Brook. I have since changed the list around a little bit, but I will be showing that in some of the future matches coming up this weekend, so really excited about that. There is a case tournament here at the booster box, and that's going to be a ton of fun. We're just going to be playing for the store championship and a little bit of a case, so it's going to be kind of ridiculous. I'm excited though. And now we see the Queen getting rested with a 2K counter to get out of that 7K swing. Probably going to see 8,000 here at the Queen. It looks as though that's going to be the thing. Now, something to note, guys, is that, and he'll admit it himself, all right, so we do Thunder Bagua and ramp up a little bit, is that he doesn't play One Piece very often. He only plays One Piece occasionally, so he will forget to use like the Katakuri leader ability sometimes. And you know, he's just, yeah, he's he's one of those guys that loves card games and plays like every single card game, so balancing like 40 different card games or something like that is crazy. But he's still super solid with you know, with his play. And then it's just not knowing all of the cards and exactly what they do that sometimes you'll just see, like, I don't think he used his leader ability to move his life or something like that. But yeah, he does just decide to play another Peril Sparrow and pass though. I've got more card draw with Nami here. We did ramp back up with that Thunder Bagua, which gives us the option to Nami search as well as play 7-drop Luffy. So I think I'm just going to go 5 into the Peril Sparrow here. It's a little unfortunate to give him the search, but at the same time, I'm just trying to get some resources out of his hand. I also don't want him to have that swing the following turn. We're just going to pick up a 2K counter here, picking up Chopper. And he is going to counter out of that Peril Sparrow swing yet again. So I was like, all right, dang, he really doesn't want that to go. And I mean, He's got an established board, though, which is, you know, something for us to be a little bit afraid of. I think I might just swing 5 with the lead. Yeah, 5 with leader, see what he does. Does he let it go this time, or does he continue to counter out? And if he does counter out, yeah, I think we might end up swinging with the queen as well. I know that part of me would love to get like 7-cost Luffy down, maybe even just play queen here as well. We've got queen in the front, so I'm definitely considering it. We've got a lot of events in hand. Guild is also a potential option. With all the events in hand, though, I am just thinking to myself, should I be trying to defend really hard next turn and like bait him into going for that final life and then going for game? But I decide not to. I just play Sugar here, and I think I end up resting the Sanji. And now we have an opportunity to take out the blocker. It's unfortunate that he's just going to have all of these, you know, searchers as well on the board, but Sugar is a pretty dang good card. I'm telling him about it right now, and he's like, dude, that's busted. But Guild as well is just so good in this matchup. I love it. It just makes it so that whenever my opponent's swinging into me, I almost borderline don't care. I'm just kind of ignoring it, letting it go, and, you know, taking it as it goes. But now I think he goes up to 9 Dawn, if I'm not mistaken. I had the even curve on this one, and he wanted to go 9-drop Yamato is like his favorite card, and he's got it in his list, but he doesn't know if it's really worth playing at this exact moment. He does have a combination of 5 life between us, so we could see Guild being KO'd, we could see Queen get KO'd. There are some 5-cost cards, or excuse me, 5k swings that he has on board, though, to try and get some value. But we do see the Queen coming down, KOing, or excuse me, Yamato KOing the Queen. And now he's a little surprised by this, but I choose to rest the Yamato. And the reason why is because the following turn, I am definitely thinking about using 10-drop. I'm like, okay, 10-cost Doflamingo is about to get some value, and I think I can stay pretty healthy using Guild. He's considering whether he wants to swing with some of the cards. There's no way in any shape or form that he shouldn't at least swing with the Parosparrows. I understand the threat of 10-drop following in the following turn. However, Parosparrow is kind of irrelevant. You want to potentially get that search, as well as swing into the Nami, you know, force out some cards from my hand. And I do counter out, I believe, with the Brook right there. We might also just counter out with another 1k, but it looks as though I'm pretty heavy on the 2ks in hand at the moment. So I'm just kind of considering whether I want to use an event. I could potentially use like Punk Gibson to rest the Sanji, but I'm just thinking about how many swings I'll have the following turn, what cards I might be able to get rid of, but I do just let the Nami go here. I am not entirely sure, but he decides to just pass, doesn't swing with leader, so I'm pretty certain that he's expecting the Doflamingo, but I am probably just going to go 5 into one of the Parosparrows, see what happens, see if he defends it still. If he does, then we're looking kind of bleak, but, and he does. He does choose to defend that one. That's a 10-cost Doflamingo coming down, freezing the 3 cards. Yep. And he just organizes them in a nice little pile to know that they're 100% frozen for the following turn. But I'll go 6 into the pudding. I don't want to give him multiple swings, so 3 swings the following turn. It's not like I'm that scared, but to a degree, I'm passing with only 1 life, no blockers, and an event and some cards in hand. You know, it is what it is. But 10-drop. Big Mom coming down, takes out that last life. We'll see a 5k swing coming from Sanji. I will just counter out with the Queen, which didn't feel amazing, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's got to be done. And he does swing another 5. We counter out as well, but I could chain like 10 drops here. It's not going to be realistic though with that 10-drop Mom on his board, so we've definitely got to get some blockers down. The Luffy into the Uta is going to 100% be the play. It's just what do we play after, excuse me, what do we swing at after that. And I think it's what it's going to be is we'll put one on Doffy and probably go 11 into the Yamato. He's only got one card in hand, so I do choose to swing 5 into the Sanji just to test the waters, see if he's got any cards that can potentially defend it. And if he does, then I can go at Yamato pretty freely with Doflamingo. But he does decide to let the blocker go here. I will just go 1 on Doflamingo, swing 9 at the Yamato, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that is an option." So we got lucky and we get that out of the way. Now I think we still have 2 Dawn left. I think I'm probably still gonna leave 2 Dawn active, so I'll just swing 6 into one of the Parosparrows, subtracting the 2, getting some card draw. We're looking super event healthy right now, but we're just gonna pass it over with two beautiful blockers active. He does pick up a 10-drop off that Parosparrow search though, and as you can see, I got 4 events in hand, a lot of 2k counters. You know, he doesn't really have much that he needs to think about this turn. It's 10-drop or 10-drop Lin, and then swing swing everything at life. You know, maybe if he swings with the 5Ks, he might be able to get me to rest a card or something, or rest a blocker, and then potentially he can go with the Big Mom into Guild Tesoro. But really just kind of depends on what he's shooting for. We do have 4 Dawn active, so we're looking super good right now. Just Spider's Web on either of those cards are just going to bring it back into that active position, not allowing him to get through. I guess the only scary thing is we do have 5 life to go through. If he does 10-drop here, 6 life after that. It's going to come down to, am I able to draw enough of the blockers? I could start searching out with some of those Buena Festas that I have in hand, but that does bring me down in some of the 2k counter. It's yeah, it's a situation. It's a situation that we've got ourselves into, but I always feel pretty comfortable against yellow, even being in this spot, because I know that at the end of the game, I'm going to be looking pretty good because he won't have as many counters as he possibly could have to deal with some of the situations. Now, he's thinking about swinging, but then he realizes that if he does swing, there's just a 10 cost that could potentially come down in the same turn. He decides to just pass. He's very healthy, 6 life, looking good. Could use some of the resources as well, so he's just gonna let this one go through. I don't blame him. Queen's looking real nice here. We use Queen and then end up maybe using like 1 more Dawn, and we'll have what is it, 4 Dawn left, but 2 get reactivated at the end of the turn, leaving us with 6. So that's pretty good. I'm just considering what card I want to trash. I do decide to get rid of the Usopp. I've got like 5 events in hand right now. I don't think that was super necessary. I think I could have just gotten rid of like one of the events, if I'm being honest. But I'll subtract the 2 Dawn, drawing 2 more. We get a nice 2k counter, but also another event. Just another event for the fun, you know? I'll go 6 with Doflamingo leader, though. Just want to see what 6 can do. Will it poke the bear enough? Does he counter out of this one? It forces a 2k, or he's got to take a life, so I'm pretty happy either or. He does decide to take the life, no trigger. And now I've got Doflamingo as well as Luffy. I think I make a bit of a misplay here, though, if I do say so myself. I decide to swing with Uta. I don't think that was necessarily bad, but there is the chance that I could have gotten the rest on the Parosparrow, which would have gotten rid of a swing in the following turn. I don't know. I'm poking the bear. I'm just kind of seeing what he's got going on. And, you know, I know that Thunderbolt's a threat in life. We could see some Sanji blockers, and that's why I think that keeping that Uta active, just because of, you know, potential triggers. Exactly, right there, Sanji blocker. Just keeping that active would have been really nice, because now I'm going to have to use Spider's Web to reactivate that and then rest the Sanji. But 10k swing into the life he does take, getting him down to 2 life, so we got 4 in that turn. But we did give him a lot of resources, a lot of options, And I'm fine with this, though. We have 6 Dawn to work with for events. 2 blockers on field. Yeah, he could Thunderbolt one of the blockers, but as soon as he swings for the next, what I would probably end up doing is just resting the Luffy and then using 2 Spider's Webs to restand that, but also restand the Uta. And then from there, it's going to be really, really hard for him to go for game with 2 blockers and a lack of removal. So we do see the 12k coming down at Uta. I don't think this is a bad choice by any means, but I decide to defend it here. I think that Uta would have gotten the job done if I had just let it go, but I decided to restand it using Spider's Web, and then I'll give a 2k counter to go up to 13. Feels nice, but it is just 1 free swing for him as well. I restood the Uta because I'm hoping that I can try and get that Sanji rested to go for game next turn. And now we will see the 8-drop Katakuri coming down, though. Getting rid of the Uta, bouncing that back to life. And he's got 2 Dawn he can work with, but Queen is still a little bit of a nuisance. And so we're going to see an 8,000 coming down at the guild here. Punk Gibson is for sure an option. I'm just going to rest the Sanji. And now he's defended, but through the 12k swing of Big Mom, that's going to be something that I think we should defend if we want to try and go for game. If I'm just trying to defend, I think the guild could just die here. It's not really a problem, but we definitely have enough counter. And since I'm trying to go for game next turn, I'm more than likely just going to use an event, trash some of the necessary counter cards, and then keep guild alive, because I want to have as many swings as possible for the following turn, just in case he has Sanji, Beji, Peros, or not Sanji, Beji, or like, I don't know, there's Narikabura Arrow, there's Ikaku Sovereignty, there's Brule, there's so many outs that he has potentially in the next turn. So I just want to make sure that I have as much as possible to go for it. And now going up to 9 Dawn, yeah, this is crunch time. This is game time. We're going to go 7 with Queen first. No, 7 with Leader. What in the world are we doing here? 7 with Leader. Had to spend 2 Dawn instead of 1, but okay, all right. I decided to go with the guild just to subtract the 2 and get some draw power. It gives me an actual option, though. It does give me Uta, which is, you know, a potential option, but with his board, we are not surviving next turn. So I do decide to go 7 with Queen. He does take, he's looking at the trigger to see if it's relevant, and it is. See, look at that. Beji is going to stop my 10 cost Doflamingo, and I'm looking at how many cards he's got in hand, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. So let's just go 12 with Luffy, and we get the game. It felt like a really uphill battle, but that's usually how the matchup feels against yellow. Just feels like you have to try and take as many life as you can so that they're not getting value out of their cards, and then simultaneously you gotta like control the board to some degree for some of the lower swingers, and then just leave the big bodies up, but just start playing blockers and continuously swing. You'll eventually draw into that guild. If you get him down and he's able to stay alive and not get thunderbolted, it just feels incredible. It feels like a great match. But hope you guys enjoyed the match, and yet again, just a massive thank you for the support on the playmats. I got it always in the description below now. My website will be down there. If you want to support the channel, check out the website. Check out pre-ordering one of the playmats. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.